right, guys, in today's video, we got a lot of information to go over, so let's get to it. First, touching base back on the last video we did about if FINRA would lift the U3 halt, what brokerages will allow trading tomorrow. Got to touch base here on the first one here. I got a message from longtime viewer Sandra, and this is her conversation with Robinhood. Let me get it back here. There we go. Boom. Okay. Here we go. She says, will Robinhood allow selling MMTLP on 12/12? Hello there. Thank you for calling Robinhood. My name is Neil. And we're going down here. She says, let me look into your account. Here it says, thanks, patiently waiting. As per checking, it looks like I need to transfer you to our registered broker team since they are the ones who handle stocks and trading. Would that be okay? There they go. Hi, Sandra. Greetings from Joshua Robinhood. Hope you are well. Please give me a moment to look into this for you. Says, all right, MMTLP is currently halted by FINRA due to a U3 halt. So MMTLP would need to resume trading once that halt is ended by FINRA. Sandra says, if they lift the halt, will Robinhood allow selling, correct? And she said, in the U.S. And Robinhood comes back and says, that is correct. You can expect trading to resume once the halt is lifted. Thank you. So, looks like if you're on Robinhood, they will be lifting if FINRA lifts the U3 halt, you'll be good to go to trade on there if you see a price that you feel you want to sell. You set your own price. We also touched base in the last video. A person messaged me, and here he showed his screenshot of in his Webull account that share lending was on. And you can see his interest payments over here. He never enrolled in it. He was automatically enrolled in it. And here is the exit, guys. So if you get to your loan securities, you want to do exit program. All right. John Berta says, love this thread by Optimus. MMTLP fam, please read and share. So I want to take this video and share this thread by Optimus Prime because it is a fantastic read and we need to get this information out there. So here's a wrap up of my tweets on the current MMTLP situation. My goal is to seek justice, integrity in the financial markets and that normal investors are treated fairly by FINRA, market makers and regulators. And here's the thread. Guys, that's all we want. We want to be fair. If you want to short a stock, short a stock. But you're told if you short a stock, you have infinite risk. You shouldn't be saved by freaking FINRA fraud because you lost on your trade. That's not the way this works. You take a short position, you are liable to whatever that price goes to and you have to cover it. Here it says, under point A, it is not a fair market if shorts are allowed to bring the price down by creating fake shares, while longs can only use what's available in the market. MMTLP proves at any point FINRA allows illegal emission or fake shares that outnumbers legal shareholders. On part B, it is thought that hedge funds emit fake shares, short massively legal shareholders, and they buy back real shares when the small caps make offerings to hide their footprints. It is what happened with Torch and countless innovative small cap companies. Shorts on MMTLP had more than 2 years to close their short. They choose not to and shorted it even more to the last day before the MMTLP halt. Now they will try to say they won't pay. FINRA allowed new fake shorts every day in MMTLP. Some market makers created instrument MMTLP on the OTC market against the will of the company, the shareholders using false information with another person's identity. We're almost 100% sure at least one of these market makers is on the board of FINRA. Yes, Ari. Indeed, a market maker involved in the creation of MMTLP is sitting on the board of FINRA. Everything indicates he did that because he was massively short on ticker symbol TRCH Torchlight, now MMTLP. We have no idea if he was aware or indirectly involved in the halt, but his firm is impacted. FINRA and OTC markets refused to remove symbol MMTLP from trading, even if it was illegally created. Metamaterials learned it was existed even after the shareholders. FINRA had approved it and would not stop it, and they knew it was registered with false information. We now have proof that massive number of illegal synthetic shares have been allowed in MMTLP because AST has reached max number of transferable shares to NBH, 196 million, and most people still have their shares in their account and being refused by AST. Now, I have not called the AST myself, but I'm taking the word out there from the MetaFam that if they're trying to register the shares and they're saying it's full, that means what I have in my Fidelity, what I have in my TradeStation is all synthetic shares. Now they are required to give me one share in NextBridge. That's what they're required to give me. And I should be able to take that share and register it to NextBridge. Here you can see MMTLP, business and finance trending, 6,000 tweets, guys. All right. In my opinion, MMTLP is the first time in history that there is irrefutable proof that FINRA protected the short sellers using fake shorts to crush the price down. The investors could not do anything against market makers, creating more than 250% the float to bring the price down. Theory: the price action on MMTLP has been carefully engineered by hedge funds, hoping to cut a deal between the high and the low. The disregard how high would have gone the price if not short at 300%. If hedge funds had not been doing 95% of the trades, the low supply would have mooned. Theory: massive illegal short of the 2 last trading days were negative 70%, done to serve 2 purposes. Drive the price low to start negotiation, emit more fakes than the float, the 165 million plus fakes, to make it impossible to close everything so trading stops. Theory: as point J states, if shorts were less than 165 million, they would close all shorts by buying all the float, sell limits equals all bought. With more shorts than the float, not possible. FINRA knew they can only stop it when the price tanked. On point here, end. The thing to do now is to inform people of FINRA in the civilized, clear, and firm manner. Most of the time, deep changes in society happen so slow that we think nothing ever changes. But it is not the case. This first step is to shed light and inform, which I agree. That's what we're here to do, is inform. Now, it's time to protect yourself and clearly understand your rights. Everyone should start reaching any legal DD, SEC, and FINRA stock market rules. Document events to leverage the power of the number of people affected by FINRA and MMTLP. If needed, we will unite. And the brokers say they don't short MMTLP, but they have been calling relentless shareholders to ask them to lend their shares at the FINRA. And here it says, whatever the outcome of MMTLP, crushed at $2.90. Think about this. Guys, 3.5 billion barrels of oil, sold at $80 at a 30% profit, 165 million shares, equals $509 per share. That's like a base value right there, guys. Base value. I know this is oversimplified, but criminal manipulation until $2.90. Don't sell cheap. Not financial advice, only opinions. Sorry if I went through a couple things there. I was just trying to get through it fast for you guys. But, I mean, I don't know what we are going to expect. We were thinking $30 to $60 on the NextBridge dividend. I was actually looking forward to get a tax-free event. I was hoping to get shares of the oil company. That's what I want. I told you all I want to collect those quarterly dividends. And I want to put so much back for taxes. I want to take the rest of that profit and put it towards the mortgage on my house. So, yeah. And if they can't deliver me NextBridge shares and I can't register them to the AST, they're going to have to buy me out. So, and I want a fair price. And I like this price right here. And I even think 509 is possibly a fair value, but it should be 1,000 for what the hell they did. That's exactly what it is. Also want to touch base. It's nice to see we're getting more coverage here, guys. And I like that we're getting some bigger YouTubers again. We've talked about Zip Trader before on the channel. He covered it, and he has his new video put out today. This is going parabolic. Watch before open. He has over 600,000 subscribers. And I just want to play through this part of the video where he talks about MMTLP and mmat. So thank you again, Charlie, sir, for covering this to your audience. We want to get the message out about how FINRA fraud is literally that, FINRA fraud.
Dumps aren't fun, especially if you don't have any risk management, but they are inevitable at some point. However, what is particularly frustrating about these plays, and specifically MMTLP, is that it ended up in FINRA halting on Friday, days before the spinoff even happens. Now it's standard practice that regulators approve a record date and then a distribution date, which they did, and then allow the tickers to be freely tradable up to the spinoff or important event. Sometimes they freeze trading a day before, but usually you could trade until the spinoff happens, which is usually the after hours of whatever day the event is going to occur. However, FINRA appears to have arbitrarily frozen trading days before even the record date, which is incredibly frustrating. I mean, it would be one thing if they did it a day or two before distribution and conversion, but no, they decided to lock it down days before the spinoff even happens, which is incredibly frustrating because they did not tell the public, they did not tell investors that they were going to do this ahead of time. The fact that they decided to freeze this early without telling anybody in advance is quite frankly atrocious and should not have been allowed. This is not standard practice, and it is incredibly frustrating. For an agency that says their goal is to protect investors, it seems like here they did the opposite.
I could not agree more. They have definitely did the opposite. They're supposed to protect the retail investor. That is the opposite of what the heck they did here, guys. They approved dates. They back on those dates. They didn't even, you know what I mean? SEC approved it. FINRA approved it. Oh, crap, we messed up. You know, someone messed up. Okay, someone messed up. Make them pay. They did it. You take a short position, you're liable for that short position. You have to cover it at the market, whatever the heck it goes to. And they did that on the last day, drove it the whole way down. Do you think I sold? Hell no, I bought in that last day. They were driving it down. I kept buying it because I know what I hold. I know NextBridge has value. That's why I bought it. And I expect my brokerages to take care of me. Absolutely. If not, there'll be lawsuits to go.
Incredibly frustrating. Why even have pre-approved dates that you post for everybody to know about if you're not going to tell them when you're going to freeze trading? And if you're going to arbitrarily freeze them days and days before you should do or before standard practices. And the other angle here is that short sellers who don't have to worry about freezes because they could trade via dark pools, they can trade off exchanges, and so on and so forth. Well, this means that they might be getting a very, very sweetheart deal here because they can close out of their positions off the public market without worrying about the main market showing a spiraling share price, which could complicate their deals behind the scenes. Either way, I mean, it seems to me that these regulatory freezes are being applied a lot more arbitrarily, and it would have been nice to have clear guidance on them, and we should demand clearer guidance. I understand fully well that regulators want certain market stability measures to be put in place, but can we at least get some clear and consistent guidance on what they are and when they're going to be applied? And a lot of times it shafts retail traders and investors that these regulators say they're trying to help. Anyways, very frustrating conclusion to MMTLP and mmat, and a mostly fun cycle that fizzled out way sooner than it should have.
Couldn't agree more. The rest of the video talks about how MMAT, basically keep an eye on it because it's going to be due for another run. Now, of course, this run was supposed to happen when MMTLP takes off. And unfortunately, we don't know what's going to happen. Like I said, we got a lot of videos out today. Go watch those previous videos to get you up to date and what's going on. If the market opens up, we'll see what happens with the price. I'm not selling unless we get some, good prices out there. I didn't sell at 12. I'm not selling at 17, 20. It ain't happening. Ain't happening. I need to see triple digits. Because if they're taking away my rights in NextBridge, that's what I want. And that's what they're going to give me. If they don't give me that, it's going to be hell to pay. Hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, smash thumbs up. Drop me a comment down below. I'll catch you all next video, guys. Peace.